Hey guys, what's up? It is your old pal CHH. We are back yet again with another Scream Factory 4K. And today we're talking about, I gotta be honest, every time I watch this movie, I say to myself, maybe this is Chuck Russell's, like, horror masterpiece. I know, we're talking about the guy that did Dream Warriors. I get it. But you tell me that the BLOB is not amazing. Every time I watch it, I'm just like, dude, it impresses me. It impresses me more and more every time. I ended up getting the Steelbook, not really because I preferred it. Here's what happened. You know, I couldn't decide. I was just on the fence. Did I want the Steelbook or did I want to get the regular slip release? Which the regular slip release has that classic artwork of like that person in the blob goo. I went to Best Buy and I was going to go grab it. And then I looked on the shelf. They had two of each. Both the slipcover versions were ripped. It looked like somebody clawed them. So I was like, screw it, I'm here. I may as well just get the Best Buy one. I ended up getting the Steelbook, which the only thing that's cooler about it than I thought before was it does kind of have like a holographic look to it, kind of like those old Pokemon cards you would get. You know, when you would get the holographic Pokemon cards. So at least it had that going for it, and you know, it makes that kind of picture look on there. It's not my favorite. I've got the Blu-ray disc in right now, but it's not my favorite Steelbook, but I think it's better. I think it's better in person than it is on the website. So at least there's that. But yeah, so I got the BLOB, and sure enough, I was saying to myself, you know, I've had a really good year with 4K scans. You know, I had Ghoulies, which is still my favorite 4K scan of the year. I implore everybody to go get that and see for yourself. It just looked incredible. Pumpkinhead kicked my ass. It looked so good. I mean, just it was incredible how good Pumpkinhead looked. And I was like, watch the BLOB be the one where I'm just kind of like, that's pretty cool. It really was great. I've watched my Blu-ray a lot of the BLOB, and the thing that, it's crazy, I am not the most articulate person. The only way I can describe it, it's almost like the movie looks 3D. Like when you watch the Blu-ray version, it's a good looking Blu-ray, you know, but the image just feels like it's this thin. It's clean, it's crisp, but it feels like it's this thin. When you watch the 4K version, there's a you remember the shot where the boyfriend goes to Shawnee's house and the dad's got the newspaper up and he lifts the newspaper down? In the image, it's like you can really feel the space between the camera lens and the dad. It's just so uncompressed. It's just like, Jesus, man, how these movies look so good. I really feel we are in the renaissance of like 4K UHD. It's like now that the technology's there to restore these films and do it the right way, and I think there is starting to become a standard, right? I think there's starting to become a standard. I think the year is going to end with that Titanic 4K looking so good, people's jaws can hit the floor, which is good, hopefully. James Cameron didn't do a good job with Terminator 2. The BLOB looked incredible. I mean, just absolutely incredible. I mean, it may be top 5 of the year for me. It doesn't beat Ghoulies, but it's top 5. It just looked that good, guys. I don't know what to tell you. I don't recall. I'll put a lower third if I'm wrong. I don't know if it had Dolby Audio in here. I can't remember. I want to say it was the DTS 5.1. But I have like a sound bar with a subwoofer, and you know, the Dolby Audio. I really want to get a nice theater setup in my living room soon to really experience that. I want to be able to have the speakers to my left and right in the corner, because I have the house that's set up for it. I've got like the ceiling corners and stuff. I could set up a real nice system and really get like to hear like a plane going through the room. You can hear it from one side to the other. Like I'm ready to kind of get that stuff set. Like I imagine Top Gun Maverick would be a great one with Dolby Audio with the 7 point whatever sound. But for me, it's like audio is important, but it's not the end all be all. A lot of times I even find myself using the 2.0s because I feel like it's more leveled. Like, which I know isn't the most cinematic experience, but sometimes it's just like you have to turn it up for audio for talking, then turn it down when stuff hits, music. So a lot of times I end up using the 2.0. I know, I'm going off on tangents, but I just feel it's important I express my experience, because I feel like I'm really part of the 99% of people. There's the 1% of people who are into 4K that really get the best equipment, the best 4K players, all that. I've got mid-range equipment with good TVs, not the best, but good TVs. So I feel like I'm really part of that 99%. I'm not part of that 1%. yet that really goes all the way to get the utmost greatest experience. But my point is, I think a lot of you will watch the movies the way I do, with a good 4K player or maybe a PS5. I watch this one on my good 4K player that does Dolby Vision and all that. But maybe some of you watch this with your PS5s and you're watching it with HDR10 and it still looks incredible, you know? So that's my point. I wanted to express to you my experience with watching the films. But The Blob looked insanely good. I mean, it really did. But I think about this. There are times as a collector where I say to myself, because I'm looking at the menu screen, it actually looks like the Blu-ray for in the set may be the same Blu-ray from the previous set. Because I'm looking at the menu screen, it's the exact same menu screen and artwork that the Blu-ray set had. And it's got all the same special features, all the stuff. I'll show you a picture right now. You know, the CHUCK RUSSEL interviews, the Jeffrey Dooman interviews, interview with Bill Moseley, all that stuff. See, they did a great job the first time they put out The Blob and they filled it with special features. So it's like, what else could they have added? Good question. Maybe something with Shawnee. But at least they ported all of it over. But I'm thinking to myself, it's like, Christian, maybe you should start to kind of, as you get these, why don't you sell those Scream Factory releases? Because you got them with the slipcovers. You could probably sell them and get some good money for them. At least pretty good money. But then I'm like, should I hold on a little bit longer? So that's another question I have for you as the audience member. I'm sorry, this review is a lot more me just kind of talking to you guys rather than the release. But I gotta say, guys, the 4K on this, I loved it. I genuinely loved it. It looked incredible. And the effects don't look cheaper in 4K, in my opinion. Like, sometimes the better the quality, it almost can, the issues can be seen clearer, in a sense. But this movie just has it all. I mean, this may be Chuck Russell's horror masterpiece. You watch it again on 4K, no less, and you tell me. Because there's stuff that this movie does that I think is just as impressive, maybe even a little bit more than Dream Warriors. But you be the judge of that. My point is, this is a great looking 4K. If you're a fan and you want to see it like never before, I'm definitely going to get my money's worth out of buying this. I can guarantee you that. I watch this movie at least once a year. It's just so good. And every time you watch it, you're impressed by it. I think we're in the Renaissance. I think we're in the Renaissance of 4K restorations, and The Blob, this could be the end-all be-all of seeing this movie in such high quality. So again, I usually go like 7 out of 10. If it's a great 4K and they poured over, and they at least poured over all the special features from before, not necessarily add nothing new, but because this was I just feel like it was a cut above, again, guys, 7.5, 8 out of 10. It just looked that good. I was so happy with it. You be the judge, though. I'm telling you, it's really good. I loved it. So this is the Steelbook, guys, but there is the standard slip, which I would prefer. But at least this one looked better in person than it did than online. So there's that, guys. So The Blob, guys, give me your thoughts on the film. What is your history with The Blob? Your first time seeing it? Were you as blown away by it the first time you saw it as I did? Because it kind of seems unsuspecting. But then again, you know it's Chuck Russell, or you know after the fact, so it's like, well, of course it was that good. So there it is, guys, The Blob. This is new from Scream Factory. You can get this from Best Buy for now. They're getting rid of physical media. Or you can go get their standard version on Amazon. So thank you guys for watching this. I'll see you guys next time. Huge, giant thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. Without you guys, this would not be possible. To get behind-the-scenes photos, videos, music, private live streams, and much more, you can subscribe to my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Thank you to my patrons.